You're watching Imagisport, your home for top-notch sports simulation action.
Fast Drive Football appears once again on the showcase as the Tennessee Titans take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is the second round of my 2020 NFL playoff replay. Who will advance to the AFC Championship game? Find out next, right here on the showcase. Welcome again to the Imagisport Showcase. I'm Derek Jones. Thank you once again for taking time out of your day to watch this video. It is the divisional round in my 2020 NFL playoff replay using Fast Drive Football from Al Wilson. Today, the Steelers will host the Tennessee Titans as they continue their march toward the Super Bowl. Now, in real life, as I mentioned on the last video, of course, Pittsburgh, they lost their opening round game to the Browns by the score of 48-37. And then they won in my replay. If you didn't see my last video, feel free to check it out. In that one, the Steelers won by the score of 39-22 to make it to this game. In real life, Tennessee also lost in the wild card round to the Baltimore Ravens by the score of 20-13. But in my replay, they defeated Baltimore 31-19. So another reversal of fortune here. So who's going to win out today and move on to the AFC Championship? Only time will tell. Let's take it to Heinz Field for first half action between the Titans and the Steelers. And we're just about ready to go here at Heinz Field. The coin toss was done off camera. The Titans have won the toss. They'll defer. Steelers will get the ball to start today's game. So sit back, relax, and get your popcorn ready. It's time to play some football. So here's the kickoff to the Steelers, and they're going to start in average field position to start the game off. Go ahead and get our first drive going here, and it is going to be a 1-2-3 result. Are they in poor field position? They are not. Are they in great field position? They are not. So it is going to be a punt for Pittsburgh, and that punt is going to take 2 ticks off of the clock. And it's going to be a punt. And so we'll go ahead and roll our punt dice here. And it's going to be a 31. That's going to put it in poor field position for the Titans. Titans have the ball. Here's their first drive. It's a 1-6-6. Aggressive defense? No. So the receiver leaps, feeding the defender to the ball. It is a touchdown pass for Tennessee. So they are going to get 1 tick off the clock there. It is going to be a TD pass. Let's check out the extra point here, 11-64, and they will get it. So Tennessee strikes first, and it is now 7-0. Here's the kickoff, and again, average field position for the Steelers, and here's their next drive. And it's going to be a 1-1-2 this time. Are they in poor field position? No. Inept defense. The dot says yes. So third down pass is caught, and he's off to the races. Touchdown pass for Pittsburgh. And that is only going to take away 1 tick in time as well. So with 10 minutes left, the Steelers answer here in the first quarter. Extra point is good, and we are tied at 7. So here's the kickoff, another average field position for Tennessee. And here's their next drive. 3-4-6. Are they in great field position? No. Is the Titans offense erratic? No, it is going to be a field goal attempt this time. And the drives are going to take 2 ticks off the clock. Their field goal chance is 11 to 51, and they're going to make it to take a 10-7 lead. 10 to 7, 7:30 left in the first. Here's the kickoff. Again, if the black die is 2 or better, is always average field position in this game. So the Steelers will get the ball back, and there is their next drive, and that's going to be a 2-4-6. Steelers in poor field position? No. Is the Titans defense disciplined? No, sir. It's going to be a field goal attempt for Pittsburgh, and that's going to take 4 ticks off the clock. Let's see if it'll take any more than that, and it will. It's going to be their 6-tick drive of the game, which is going to take us past the first quarter. So we'll go ahead and mark the 4 off of there, and then we'll mark the other 2 off a little later. But let's go ahead and get the field goal going here first. 11 to 64. That's good. So the field goal attempt is good. And so it's 10-10. And like I said, we'll go ahead and mark off those additional 2 ticks. That's going to take us to the end of the first quarter with the score tied at 10. So we'll go ahead and just start the second quarter of play with Tennessee getting the kickoff. And it's average field position for the Titans. And we'll go to their drive. And it's going to be a 4-6-6. Poor field position for Tennessee? No. So the quarterback moves out of the pocket, fires to the back of the end zone. It is another touchdown pass, and they regain the lead again. And so I'm going to pause the video just a moment here for a rules check. Just recheck the rules here, and there's only a maximum of 1 6-tick drive per game. So this is just going to be a 4-tick drive here to take 5 minutes off of the clock. Let's go ahead and check for the extra point for Tennessee. It is good, and now they are up 17 to 10 with 10 minutes remaining in the first half. We'll go ahead and do the kickoff, and it is a 12 this time, so we are going to have to refer to the kickoff chart. Returner finds a seam and busts long return before being forced out of bounds. That will put the Steelers in great field position to start this drive. We'll see if they can answer back here. Down by 7, 3-4-6 is the drive roll. Are they in great field position? Yes, they are. So the receiver dives over the pylon for the touchdown. It is another touchdown pass for Pittsburgh. And again, taking 4 ticks off the clock there. So lots of long drives here in this first half. Let's check the extra point. Extra point is good, and we are tied at 17. On to the kickoff now. It is a 52. That is average field position for Tennessee. As they are back on offense with a 2-4-4. Poor field position? No. Inept or mild defense for Pittsburgh? No. It's going to be just a field goal attempt. And that field goal attempt is going to take their efficient offense. So it is actually only going to take 1 tick off the clock, not 2. So only 1 tick there. And let's check the field goal out. 11 to 51 for our field goal. It's a 26. So the field goal is good, and Tennessee is up by 3 with the score 20 to 17. Kickoff puts the Steelers in average field position. And so here we go with a 2-4-4 again. Poor field position? No. Inept or mild defense? The dot says no to either, so it is going to be a field goal attempt. And this time it's going to take 2 ticks off the clock again. We'll roll a decider for the Steelers efficient. They do get the dot, so it's only going to take off 1 tick this time. So we're just going to go ahead and just take off 1 tick for that. And let's go ahead and roll for the field goal, 1164 to 41. So we're tied again, this time at 20 apiece. On with the kickoff now. It's another 12. So as before, it's going to be great field position for Tennessee as we wind down the first half here. And let's see what this drive will culminate. It's a 3-3-4. Solid offense for Tennessee, no. Mild defense for Pittsburgh, certainly not. So it's just going to be a punt, coffin corner. 2 ticks, but they are efficient all the time. So it's only going to be 1 tick for the Titans here. And let's go ahead and roll then on the punt coffin chart. It's an 11. Punt return team electric. Well, let's find out. Yes, they are. The returner is in the open. So let's roll the in the open with the red die here and see what happens. That's a 5. Returner's caught from behind. Great starting field position. Or wait a minute. Pittsburgh was the one returning that. They're not electric. So scratch that. They're just going to be an average field position here. So punt coffin corner. And it's going to be average field position for Pittsburgh with 1:15 left in the half. So basically, if the red die is 5 or 6, then this half is going to be over for sure. And the other things are going to depend on the bullets. So let's see what happens here. They get the bullet for efficiency, but it's a 6, so it's a 4 tick drive anyway, and there's only 1 tick left in the half, so time's going to run out on it. So they do not score here at the end of the first half. Time has expired. And so we are at the half here at Heinz Field with your score. The Titans 20 and the Steelers 20. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. And we are tied at 20 here at halftime between the Titans and the Steelers. Second half coming to you momentarily. But just a reminder, this game is being brought to you by Fast Drive Football by Al Wilson. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the Fast Drive Football website, give you some updates on this very fun game to play. In case you haven't heard, there is going to be an update released soon, version 1.1, where there will be some modifications to the drive-by-drive charts and some slight changes to the rules as well. It's anticipated that this updated version will be posted by the end of August 2021. So again, you can go to fastdrivefootball.com to get more information and to get the updated download when it becomes available. Also, if you've been following along in the Fast Drive Football Facebook group, there are some new seasons to enjoy: 1962, 78, 80, 74. So there are some seasons, and again, there's some in decades from the 50s all the way up to 2020. The 1974 World Football League set is available for download on this page now, as well as Play.com's Football America 2021. So if you're like me and you're going to do a Football America season here down the road and you want to quick play some of your games with Fast Drive Football, now's your opportunity to do so. Once again, it's fastdrivefootball.com. The game is free to download. All Al asks for in return is, if you enjoy the game, to please donate to your favorite charity. And if you don't have a particular favorite, there are some suggestions on the website as well. So once again, that is www.fastdrivefootball.com. And so as mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this is the second round of the playoffs in my replay. So let's go ahead and go around the league here, and I will show you the scores in the other games played in the divisional round. In Lambeau Field, the Buccaneers went in and they defeated Green Bay 37-20, just like they did in real life, although in real life it was the NFC Championship game. The difference here, as it is in most NFL games, turnovers. Green Bay had some ill-timed turnovers in the second half, which led to the 17-point win by the Buccaneers. Kansas City advanced to the AFC Championship. They defeated Indianapolis by the score of 30-23. Now, in this game, Indianapolis actually had a 23-16 lead late in the third quarter until Kansas City scored 14 unanswered to come out victorious. And then in the final game of the playoff weekend, the Saints defeated the Seattle Seahawks by the score of 31-14. Believe it or not, this game was only 7-0 in favor of the Saints at halftime. Then the second half opened up with 5 consecutive touchdown drives. New Orleans actually pulled away then in the second half to win rather convincingly. So our conference championships are almost set. In the NFC Championship, Tampa Bay is going to go to the Superdome to take on the Saints. And then the winner of this game here will go to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. So who that's going to be, let's find out right now. Back to Hinesville we go for the second half. Okay, just about set for the second half. Titans to receive the kickoff, and here we go. It is a 13 this time. Cuts and turns upfield, but loses the ball after a big hit. It is a fumble. So let's see what the fumble result is. It's a 4. Return team recovers quickly, but with poor field position. So the Titans are going to keep the ball, but they're going to do so in poor field position to start the half. And we are at a 1-1-4. Dynamic offense or soft defense. The dot says yes for dynamic for Tennessee. So offense moves into great field position, and we will re-roll. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and re-roll the dice here. 2, 4, 5. Secure or home offense. Neither one applies here. So is it a passive defense for Pittsburgh? It is not. So it's another fumble. And so let's see what happens on the fumble chart this time. It's a 5. Runner coughs up the ball in offense's own end of the field. Great field position for the opponent. Wow. Okay. So maybe there was a return involved, and Tennessee was able to tackle them before they made it into pay dirt. So with that in mind, I believe that, let me check the result again here. It was a 2-4-5. So the red die was 4. So it was 2 ticks there. So let's go ahead and mark 2 ticks off the clock. And it was a fumble. And the Steelers now are in great field position. All right, yes, I re-rolled the red die. The red die was a 4. I rolled it again and got the 5 for the fumble result. Here's the drive for Pittsburgh. 1-2-4. Solid offense. Yes, they are. Pocket holds, pass complete, setting up the field goal attempt. And so that is going to take another 2 ticks off of the clock. And we'll go ahead and roll for the field goal. 11-64. It's a 52. And the Steelers are now taking the lead. It is 23-20 with 10 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. The ensuing kickoff means average field position for the Titans. And this one is a 2-4-6. Poor field position, no. A disciplined defense, no. So it's going to be a field goal attempt for Tennessee, and it's going to be 4 ticks there. So they control the ball for 5 minutes, and the field goal, 11-51, it's a 63, so it's a missed field goal. So the field goal attempt was missed by the Titans, and that'll put the Steelers in average field position to start this drive. 2-4-5 here. Secure or home offense. They're at home. Rusher recovers their own fumble on the 3rd down loss, so it is just a punt for the Steelers. 3 ticks off the clock there, and they're going to go ahead and punt the ball away. So we'll go ahead and roll on the regular punt chart. It is a 25. Poor field position for the Titans here. as they take over with 1:15 left in the third. And it's a 1-1-2. Poor field position, you betcha. Big third down stop near midfield forces the punt. And 2 ticks off the clock there. So that's going to take us into the fourth quarter. So at the end of 3 quarters of play, it's the Steelers 23 and the Titans 20. Let's go ahead and get our punt result right now. It's going to be a 53. Receiving team takes over. 53, yeah, receiving team takes over with average field position. So here we go. Let's see if the Steelers can now add to their lead. It's a 3-5-6. Great field position? No. Punishing defense for Tennessee? No. So it's going to be a punt, cough, and corner. And that's going to take 4 ticks off the clock, take the clock down to 8:45. And so we will go punt CO right there. And let's go to the punt coffin chart and see what happens. And it is a 61. Again, receiving team takes over with average field position. So there's our average field position for Tennessee. All right, 8:45 yet left. Titans down by 3, 3-4-5 on the drive roll. Dynamic or home defense, or home offense, I should say. Yeah, 3-4-5. Yeah, dynamic or home offense. They are dynamic with the dot, so it's a field goal attempt for Tennessee this time. And it's going to take 2 more ticks off the clock, take it down to 6:15. Let's see if they can tie the game here. Again, it's 11-51 for Tennessee's field goals, and this time they do make it. So the field goal is good, and now we are tied at 23 with 6:15 remaining in regulation, and the kickoff is a 13. Cuts and turns upfield, but loses the ball again. It is a fumble. Let's see what's going to happen here. It's a 3. Kicking team recovers the fumble after a long return. Average field position for the Titans. So the Titans are going to keep the ball here after the Steelers fumble it. So the Steelers will fumble. And so the Titans get it back. So now, as time winds down here, it is a 1-2-4. Solid offense? No, not for Tennessee. Mild defense? No, certainly not. So it's just going to be a punt, and that's going to take off 2 ticks here. But they are an efficient offense. So actually, since I would take it past the 5 minutes, that's only going to be a 1-tick draw. So we're going to be at 5 minutes to go here in regulation time. So we'll go ahead and record the punt here, and we're going to roll on the punt chart. All right, so this time the punt is a 21, so it's a perfect punt execution. Pins return team deep in their own end. Poor field position for the Steelers to start. So here we go, 5 minutes left. They need the dot in order to be an efficient offense. They do get it. Doesn't matter because it's only 1 on the timing die anyway. 1-3-3 is the drive result. Is there an active defense in play? There is not. Poor field position, yes, it is a punt backed up. The offensive play calling is very conservative here. So again, only 1 tick off the clock this time. Takes it down to 3:45, and it's a punt backed up. Let's see what the result is there. And it is a 13 on the punt backed up. Punt returner drops the ball. It's a fumble. Could be an opportunity there for Pittsburgh. So let's go back to the to this fumble chart here. Kicking team picks up the loose ball, roll a D6. On the odd result, the ball is returned for a touchdown. Otherwise, great field position. So here we go. It is a 3. That's a touchdown for Pittsburgh. So wow, what a turn of events there. So let's go ahead and get the extra point here. The extra point is 11-62. It is a 42. So we had a fumble return for a TD for Pittsburgh. And now they're up 30-23 with 3:45 left. Turnovers playing a big part right now. Here we go. Average field position for the Titans. Let's see what they can do. Remember, they are an efficient offense. And so they're going to have 3 ticks to work with here. The timing die is 6, but since they're efficient, we'll take 1 tick off. So they will get a chance here on this drive. It's 1-3-6. So are they a prolific offense? They are. Defensive back bites on the pump fake. Great pass play. It is a TD pass. So barring a missed extra point here, we are going to go to overtime. So again, 11-64, it's a 21. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some free football here at Heinz Field. So your score is going to be tied at 30 going into overtime. So we're going to go ahead and see who's going to get the ball to start overtime. Tennessee. Now, on my coin tosses, I roll a D6 twice. So bullet's going to be heads, blank's going to be tails. First roll is going to be what the team calls. Second roll is going to be what the coin actually says. So Tennessee is going to call tails for the toss, but it's heads. The Steelers win the toss, and so they are going to receive. So here we go with the kickoff, and it's going to be average field position for Pittsburgh to start overtime. And we have a 2-2-5. Dull or porous offense? No, that's not the case. Staunch defense? No. And so it's going to be a TD run, game over. Well, TD pass actual, if you have the P+, which they don't. So it's a TD run for Pittsburgh, game over with that touchdown run in overtime. So it did take 3 ticks off the clock, and since it's the game-winning score, and again in the NFL, if you score a touchdown on the first drive, the other team does not get the ball back. So that's going to do it. So we have an overtime final here today on Fast Drive Football. Your final from Heinz Field in overtime: Steelers 36 and the Tennessee Titans 30. Back to the studio for a wrap-up of today's game. What a finish that was. It was quite obviously the most exciting finish I've ever had playing Fast Drive Football, as the Steelers pull it out in overtime by the score of 36-30. Again, I apologize if I missed anything or messed anything up. As some of you that have done games on video can attest to, sometimes it is hard to get everything right. But again, doesn't take away from the fun that these games generate. Up next on the channel, the NFL playoff replay is going to roll on, but I'm probably going to play the rest of that off camera. I'm heading into my busy time of the year. I'm a college professor by trade, and fall semester is starting next week. So I'll be pretty busy at work, plus getting my second season PFL project off the ground when it gets to be Labor Day. And then I really want to get the next episode of Old School Wrestling up and running. It's the go home episode to OSWA Revenge. So that's most likely going to be the next video you will see on this channel. Also promised you some Valley Dream League action and Stratomatic Baseball. Want to get that out in the next month or two. And also the 80s Greats Hockey League and Shootout Hockey. The next game I have planned for that is going to be Toronto at Montreal by request, and hope to get that out within the next month as well. So again, if there's any particular game that I own, and you'll see those listed in my channel. If you go to the About section of the channel, you'll see everything that I own. If there's a particular game you want to see, please drop me a direct message, leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see, and I'll try my best to get it on there for you. So that's going to do it for today's Imagine Sports Showcase. Once again, your final from Heinz Field. The Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Tennessee Titans 36-30 in overtime in the divisional round of the 2020 NFL Playoff Replay. From all of us here at Imagine Sport, this is Derek Jones saying thank you once again for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and most of all, keep on rolling. We'll see you later.